Hello, everybody. Welcome to Reload Entertainment Studios here at the monthly Reload podcast. So, today it is the end of February, and so far we have a lot of brand new news already. Like it just keeps getting better and better. Destiny's just came out with a new TWAB. Outriders demo is getting a lot of popularity. It's already a demo, mind you, is a top seller on Steam right now. But we're gonna go over just more than just gaming news. But first, where we're gonna start, I'd like to introduce my co-host with me, Braulio.
Yo, how's it going? Glad to be on here, Trey. And as you guys already know me, my name is Braulio, otherwise known as Ray Blast, or nowadays I go by Rat Blast. Glad to be on this podcast. Always nice to be on here.
Yep. Okay. So, we're gonna start with some Reload news. So we are working on our website. We have it basically knocked down. We just have to start working on domain, adding a few kinks here and there. We'll have our mission statement, our place for our audience to post comments and everything, and we will also be putting a description of what's to come and more. Another really big thing is we're starting to get a lot of developers coming in. We're starting to really get down to the planning phase is almost being over, and now we're about to be on the phase of doing the actual action. We got a lot of people that with all their resources ready to go, and we are ready to start developing. We're not just going to be developing games, but we also got a lot of designers doing a lot of graphics, and eventually we will start officially making music as well along with that. But other than that, for our Twitter, just make sure just to hit us up if you have any questions or anything about joining Reload or anything. For you streamers out there, we still have our streaming support open, so please do not hesitate to hit us up if you are looking to reach affiliate. We will help you get there. But for when it comes to Raz, that's about it. All I got. What do you got, Braulio? You got anything else that I missed?
Nothing much, as usual. We're trying to keep some stuff about the gaming under wraps for now, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy what will come of it. It's gonna take a little bit more time than we might have thought, but what's coming, it's going to come really nice, and it's gonna be really great. I hope you guys will enjoy, because I'm enjoying it myself. But no, I think that's about it. Just a little side comment there.
That's fun. Alright, so as y'all pretty much already went over, Destiny came out with a new TWAB, so we'll go ahead and start out with that one. I'm a big Destiny player, and I've been a big fan of it for a long time. There was a good while I was just not even playing it for a good minute. But they came out with a new TWAB, so Season 14 is for sure bringing the Vaults of Glass and Transmog. Transmog, if you're not familiar with that, is basically any item you ever had in Destiny 1 and 2, you will be able to basically change the looks of your armor to match those looks. So and this is also good news for what's also coming. They're also fixing the grinding on every season. So instead of it being 30 levels or 50 levels, they're changing it to only 10, so nobody's going to be having to grind, and you're not having to reset your armor every single season. So a lot of people is definitely happy about that now, and Sunset is officially being Sunset. That's also good news to correlate with that.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. It's too bad for those Mountaintop fans. You're still not going to get it. It's basically season arrivals and forward that would not be Sunset. So if you have the Solstice armor, Dawning armor, or I don't know why I'm saying Dawning armor, but just any of those in general, like season arrivals and forward, they will never be Sunset. And here another cool, interesting fact: Bungie has announced that there will be another saga after Lightfall. Lightfall is supposed to be the conclusion to the Darkness saga. As if you're already a current player, you already know stuff is already tight as it is. We got Season of the Chosen right now, which we're facing against basically the remnants of the Cabal. Callus is left and everything, so his daughter Cautel is basically left behind, and if you haven't watched the introduction to the season, Kal-Tel wants humanity basically to bow down to her, and that's basically what the season of Chosen is about. But at the same time, we still have Exuvior Wrath and Savathun still making their plans. No one knows what the dark. Well, there could be a lot of assumptions about the darkness, honestly, and pretty much like everybody's preparing for what's to come, because when Witch Queen, as it's mentioned, it has been delayed to 2022, but the build up to that certain DLC is going to be wild, like completely wild.
Mm-hmm. As you guys can tell from like years in the past, each DLC and like new installment to the main Destiny storyline has always been like a huge hype moment in the community. We saw this mostly with like, I believe the best example of this was probably The Taken King, because it brought a lot of hype and new life back into the game. And I think like the way Bungie has been doing it over the years, they can definitely keep their whole 10-year promise that they've been having since like the release of Destiny. And as we see, they pretty much have. So I'm definitely interested in how they'll go about this. Even if it's a little bit delay, they're probably just adding a lot more stuff.
For sure. So basically, Witch Queen is rumored to be exactly like Taken King, but even though like they're supposed to be bringing a lot of seasons, for when they bring Vaulted Glass, they're apparently supposed to be bringing Venus back, but we'll only see when that season comes. But season 15, which is should be the season finale right before Witch Queen comes out, that's when crossplay is enabled. So Bungie has officially announced that Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam will be able to play together now.
Hey, let's go.
So pretty much, if you got friends on different platforms, you're about to be able to play with them for good. Another note, on consoles, like on both Xbox and PlayStation, they're also adding DDoS protection, so a lot of people don't have to worry about being pulled or anything like that. So that's also a good thing. But Destiny definitely seems to have a very bright future. I know I made a tweet here a while back saying they've been making some moves, especially with this season. Halo was kind of doubting me, but they kind of released some screenshots. They definitely released some screenshots showing improvement in graphics than their 2018 showing. So I'm now officially happy to see what Halo Infinite will also bring, because Halo's successor, Destiny, has been taking the field for a long time. So it's all just a matter of time to see which one this year will remain on top, basically, of sci-fi shooting. Speaking of sci-fi shooters, we announced that Outriders, honestly is really good. I played the demo. I picked as a Pyromancer and everything. Combat and the gameplay style basically reminds me of Borderlands mixed with Gears of War. You have to hide behind cover, but you have to be aggressive, honestly, to be able to regenerate health. It's not, you can't sit there behind cover and just let your cover be a bullet sponge. You have to actually go out and everything and attack. Like, you have to use you basically, the only thing that can even heal you is your abilities. But so far, like, the universe is it's pretty dark setting and everything. But from what it ended on, the boss fight that you go through and everything in the demo, it was pretty good. Braulio, did you say you went through the demo as well? I know me and Showtime, who's also my cousin, went through it, and I was helping him and everything too.
Yeah, I did. I was able to. I haven't gone as much as in it as probably others have, due to some time constraints I've been having. But from what I did play, about like I believe it was 3 or 4 hours, more or less. Honestly, I felt I see what you mean by the whole Gears of War Borderlands thing, because it definitely has a whole cover shooting while still aggressive mechanics of the game, right?
Yeah, so basically, like, it's even got some Borderlands aspects to it. So basically, think in this game, you're actually like, if you want to compare Borderlands, think like you're an actual siren.
Yeah.
Basically, in this world, you're basically like someone who's called the Altered, and like humanity is basically on the brink of extinction. They're trying to find a new planet. It's basically how the demo starts, and a lot of crazy stuff happens, and then you're just sitting there pretty much trying to figure out what's going on and fighting for your life. That boss fight though, like the looks on the boss fight, I hate to see what new fights are going to be, because when you complete the demo, they show you like this whole entire like trailer of what's to come and everything. I feel like this game's going to be wild, but a lot of people though are having kind of doubts about it. They think that it's going to be kind of repetitive and everything, but hopefully it does not come to that for Outriders. Outriders definitely seems like it'd be really, really fun on the release, but we'll just have to see, honestly.
Honestly, I see what you mean by that. As we kind of seen over the years, there's been a lot of quote-unquote Destiny killers, or like Destiny-like games, in the sense that they're a huge, like usually ambitious title, trying to and I wouldn't say cash in, but trying to appease the looter, shooter, slasher, whatever type of people in the gaming community. And while some might have succeeded, others have unfortunately kind of failed. I'm kind of looking at you, Anthem. But
yeah, that's also some sad news we gotta bring up, yeah. But you can go ahead.
Like I was saying, yeah. I feel, considering it's a $60 game, and while usually nowadays that's not much of a fallback on, I feel like they have confidence in what they're selling, because usually a $60 game, in my opinion at least, shows a sense of confidence in what you're trying to sell. And for this studio to push like this whole demo out, especially, which is something most games don't give out, I think it really demonstrates that they have a really big confidence in their product, and they believe they can keep those like super grindy and like persistent, I guess, players entertained even while new content is coming out, which I assume is coming out, as is the case for most of these type of games. So it's definitely something I want to keep my eyes on as the year progresses, and I guess only time will tell how things go henceforth. But yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I pretty much agree. Like, it's the same thing when like if when the game comes out and it says it's going to kill this game, it's kind of destined to fail. Like, look at Killzone. Look what happened. Look what happened to it. It's supposed to be the Halo killer. I loved Killzone. Killzone was definitely, I played before I played Halo, but I had a lot more fun playing Halo than I did Killzone. Like Killzone, I won't lie, I will probably say it was like a more darker setting than Halo, but Halo still came out on top of that. Even though last 2 years Halo was lacking for some reason. Like Shadowfall, I honestly didn't think it was bad, but they could have done something with Killzone, and it definitely took the crown with that one. But I don't necessarily see Outriders as a Destiny killer, but I would say it's definitely would be good competition. And especially there's it's basically like games like that. We just need something new, because there's a lot of stories with games like this you can definitely make it, and it'd definitely be fun to try out this.
It's definitely something that, well, I hope succeeds.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. So far the momentum that Outriders is given is definitely really, really good, so we'll just have to see.
I guess since I did mention it, I guess we kind of have to talk about Anthem now, don't we?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot that it's made the comment. So we had to bring the bad news. Anthem has officially been I wouldn't say decommissioned, but the game is officially no longer receiving support. The team that was on it, that was revamping it, has moved to help with Mass Effect and Dragon Age 4. So yes, Anthem is officially not going to be revamped in any way possible. They did say that it will continue keeping servers up and everything, but after a good while they're probably going to shut them down. There's not going to be DLC or anything officially for good for Anthem. They may try again, but it'll probably be a different game. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I would say Outriders is basically you're basically kind of like the same setting as Anthem in a sense, but you're not in a flying mech suit. You basically have to fight like nature and all that stuff, and then you gotta fight others who just trying to destroy you and your people. You know, kind of same story background. But yeah, Anthem is officially done. Like, there's unless some miracle happens, not EA, but BioWare's officially stated they're not going to be continue supporting the game.
Honestly, it's kind of disappointing in a sense, but I also see where EA is coming from. I mean, there are some cases in games where like they tend to make a huge comeback, especially in cases like No Man's Sky, which my honest opinion, I think has the best like comeback story in like all of the games industry. It went from like a very bad title in like 2016 to like probably more of a cult classic or really fan favorite space exploration building simulation type of game in 2021 now. It's honestly that's why I say it's disappointing. I feel like BioWare, being as big a company and like as big a studio with like reputable titles like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, could have the potential to, you know, turn it around and make it something new. But I mean, no. We saw what happened with Andromeda, which almost immediately got its DLC cut. And now again with Anthem, it's kind of like, I guess, disappointing. Hopefully their next title doesn't do as bad, I guess. But I mean, only time will tell. Hopefully they can get back on their feet and release a title well received.
Yep. So actually, speaking of Dragon Age 4, BioWare did announce that they're trying to basically make it to where like you're not officially like this overpowered superhero. You're basically kind of like you're basically just an ordinary human trying to level up and everything. They're basically given the actual RPG elements of that. So it's definitely I think Dragon Age 4 will definitely be huge. I liked Origins. 2 never really touched, but I always hear bad things about it. But Inquisition I also definitely loved. But one of the things that a lot of people were mad about Inquisition was the multiplayer. Multiplayer was kind of dull. Like, it could have been good, but it was really dull. So with that, Dragon Age 4 has officially announced they're dropping all live service elements, pretty much. Like, so there's no multiplayer or anything like that. It's supposed to be coming to Dragon Age 4, which in my honest opinion is pretty much a good thing. Like, I believe in the world of Dragon Age, you could do something, but I don't see anything other than like Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War type elements. But yes, the Mass Effect remaster is supposed to be coming out here soon, actually, but I'm not too familiar with that. I mean, I still have all my Mass Effect games on Xbox, so I got that. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, Pokemon. Let's go over Pokemon. Okay, so we had a new Pokemon thing. They showed 2 new games coming out. So the Sinnoh region, Diamond and Pearl, is officially being remastered. I've been seeing a lot of memes and a lot of hate too against the small characters, like the extremely small characters. I have no problem with it myself, but I do believe they could have done something like they did with Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. Like they could like, it was almost spot on, perfect and everything, but it is what it is. I mean, it's still probably going to be a fun game. But Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh, that one.
Now this one's basically, you know, supposed to be really open world Breath of the Wild type thing. So with that in question, they're supposed to be in a setting. They're in the Sinnoh region, but it's before like you start it in another region instead. and Sinnoh's basically not really been discovered. So it's like you're basically walking through like a whole wilderness, pretty much. So there's basically no telling how this would be. Also, do not forget Pokemon Snap is still was also still announced, and that's definitely a good fan favorite back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I've been kind of doing a Pokemon trading cards deal. They're efficiently getting more and more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Basically how else basically every time you go to Walmart or something, good luck just trying to find any Pokemon cards. People are literally like trying to find them everywhere.
It's kind of crazy, actually. I saw this one video of like this person opening up this one pack and was paid like $50 to bend and actually break the condition of those packs, only to realize that like a ultra rare Charizard inside that was actually worth $500. That's crazy.
Yeah. My one of my relatives, they've got one of those. I think it was a Detective Pikachu, and it's worth like $400. They have it right now. So
oh, nice.
Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much when it comes to like Nintendo, those really big announcements. Honestly, the only other thing is they're still adding like big games to the Switch, and I'm still waiting on information for like the Switch Pro, which is supposed to be like an upgraded version of the Switch. But we'll get to see about that here soon. Hopefully, this year there's supposed to be like a lot of events. E3 has also definitely been put back on for sure, but it will be 100% virtual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Code War. I mean, in my honest opinion, this game is still bugged to crap. But they did just release Firebase Thief, a new zombies map, basically like part 2 of season 1, and now they're starting season 2, and they released Outbreak, which I heard from a lot of people. I haven't tried myself, that it's really, really fun. I finally got to play Express the other day, and it definitely took me like flashbacks and everything, but the gunplay in the game is still kind of broken, like really, really bad. But so far for news, people are still speculating the new one this year will be World War II again. So who knows if that's true or not? I mean, I honestly like. I'm just a big fan of like World War II games and stuff like that for specific reasons I cannot state. But we'll just have to see. Oh yeah, going back to Pokemon real quick, Post Malone had a virtual Pokemon concert.
Oh,
I ain't seen the video on it yet, but Post Malone had a Pokemon concert.
Crazy how these virtual concerts have ever taken off like in the past year or two.
For sure.
We recently had Lil Nas hosting their own concert on Roblox of all games. That was something. Yeah.
Oh, let's go over Valorant's newest agent. What's the agent's name?
So Valorant, well, right now it's the 28th. Yesterday, well, technically a couple of days ago, they've been dropping teasers here and there about their newest character. We're nearing the end of the current act or season, and they've been dropping hints, and only just last night, I think, they finally revealed their new character, which is named Astra. And it's actually really, well, personally, I really like their aesthetic that they're going with, like this whole cosmos thing. And honestly, I was still looking at gameplay because they did like live streams about the new character today, where like specific live streamers could go on and give like a rundown of the abilities and how their playstyle the new character is, right? And it's actually, I feel it might be a game changer and like how matches might be played. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how that's going to be when it goes live. I believe it goes live later this week, and I think it's going to be interesting.
Alright, that definitely sounds really good. I kind of like the concept of Valorant, but I'm just not a really big player. That could change, but Destiny has my heart right now. Alright, I'm gonna go through some games, just kind of get some quick updates for those people who are definitely be interested in hearing this. Deep Rock Galactic, they apparently have big plans for 2021. I definitely heard a lot of good things about this game, and I know it's on the Xbox Game Pass if people are interested about that. It's also on Steam, and I think I could be on Switch, but I could be mistaken. But screwing up a lot of things about Xbox. So earlier I mentioned that Halo Infinite bring up new screenshots and everything. A lot of people were astounded by it compared to what they showed in 2018. Other news is apparently there was a Starfield leaked screenshot, and it's been making a lot of fans excited. There's been no actual confirmation of the screenshots if it is Starfield, but we'll just have to see. Hopefully this year they bring some Starfield news, because it's definitely overdue for that.
For sure.
Another game that's also been basically kind of like Starfield, Elden Ring.
Oh.
So basically, there's rumors of a trailer, but Aaron Greenberg from Microsoft said there is nothing, at least in the near future. I mean, that could possibly mean within a couple weeks. It could mean by that, but in a few months it could bring it. But there's no telling. I mean, Xbox definitely has picked up a lot of studios, and they're definitely helping a lot of people. But a lot of those studios that were making these games tend to have been really, really small. A lot of people think when they think Fallout 76 and stuff, Bethesda was losing kind of a lot of people. So basically at the end of that's where they started lacking in a lot of content. But since they picked up, they're definitely getting a lot better. PUBG 2, there's something about it, but apparently there's a remake or something about PUBG coming up here soon in 2020. It's supposed to be released in 2022, but announcements will probably be really, really soon. Also, another cool thing about Halo television series is going to be launched on Paramount Plus in 2022. Hopefully Xbox takes advantage of that and gives us Game Pass holders a good perk for that. Alright. So, I'm trying to, I'm just kind of looking. There's just a lot of news. Little Nightmares 2. I've heard a lot of good things about that game for sure. I haven't played it. I need to start playing a lot of horror games, but I just never get to. But I know Animal Crossing has definitely got some news. They're still constantly adding updates. I think that game's probably going to be huge as well. Oh yes, so Days Gone is coming to PC during the spring of 2021. I played Days Gone. If you have not played it and you have a PC, I recommend 10 out of 10. You need to grab this game. This, at first it may be a little difficult, but believe me, it's a great story and everything. Definitely a must. But R6, Rainbow Six Siege, they are bringing out Crimson Heist here soon. I know they've been making a lot of trailers for a lot of new cool stuff too. But all in all, as of right now, this has only been the second month of 2021. I just expect at least by end of March to April, that's where we'll probably start getting a lot of news. But we'll just have to see. Okay. Also, if you are MMO fans, Magic Legends Open Beta starts on March 26th. It's same people who brought you Neverwinter, Torchlight, and Remnant from the Ashes. Neverwinter is definitely good, and I've honestly been itching to get back into that game. Black Desert Online is apparently rumored to be free until March 6th right now.
Definitely something nice to get. Free is always nice.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Old School Runescape has officially been added to Steam. It
Let's
is
go.
free, ready to go. It has been added to Steam. I definitely knew I was going to make an announcement for that for sure. I'm also starting to see a lot of Xbox exclusives, like even just the small ones, are definitely been added to Steam lately as well, like Moss and everything. I know that was an Xbox exclusive for a while, but if you're also a PC player, a lot of Warhammer games are on sale as of this week. I've been a big fan of Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, which is basically like Civilization version of Warhammer. Pretty dope. But Valheim is still it's still up there on the top, like no doubt. I finally got to play it. I know Braulio here was definitely really big on it for a good minute. I definitely like the concept of Valheim for sure. When it comes to survivals, like I don't like them ones where it's like it immediately puts you in a fire and you're having to die a lot. Like I haven't played it Valheim enough to honestly know, but so far it's been kind of like, kind of holding your hand. I'm still trying to learn the building, but other than that, it's been pretty fun to learn. So if you're looking for an isometric game, I should also mention this: Curse of the Dead Gods. I've definitely been seeing a lot of advertisements for this game, and it's definitely been popping. Persona 5 has also officially made its way to Steam. So, I noticed that Steam's also bringing a lot of simulation games, like Contraband Police has finally been released and everything as well. But I mean, honestly, when it comes to gaming news and stuff, like so far, like it's been really big ones like that. I know Google Stadia, from what I remember, has officially they're pretty much kind of dropping that whole thing. So it's like there's been rumors about that. That's been there's a lot of games. Even one from Kojima, the one that brought Metal Gear and everything. Not Konami, Kojima. There was apparently a game being developed inside one of the Google Stadia studios, and when that got dropped, that basically dropped the plans for that game as well. But maybe it won't be all is lost, and they resume work on that elsewhere. It was never really announced, but you never honestly know. Another game that's coming out real soon. So I definitely don't want to be silent on this game because it could be really good. Hood, Outlaws, and Legends coming to PS5, Xbox, and PC. This game is basically, think For Honor with Thief combined. That's what it basically, you watch the trailer and everything. It's a PvPvE. So basically, you have to sneak in and everything, and then you have to deal with the other team as well. So that may be. It seems like a really good concept, but we just have to see how that is. You got any other news that we might have missed?
I mean, I feel like for the most part we got all the major ones. Oh, actually, there is one thing I did want to kind of talk about. This has to relate more with development and going forward. Some things, specifically, I'm talking about CD Projekt Red. If you guys don't know, this is kind of a big story that gonna happen. I believe in the last month or so. Recently, CDPR got their source code for most of their games, meaning Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077, hacked and sold on the, I believe it was Darknet. And as a result of this, a lot of issues have been arising within there. I believe they were able to get most of their encrypted stuff back, but that source code is flying off, and unfortunately it was sold. And as a result, progress on patches for Cyberpunk have slowed down because of security threats. But in the wake of all this, we did get an update about what possible road CDPR will take with Cyberpunk 2077. And as most of you guys know, there's some controversy about how CDPR went about their optimization and stuff. And this 1.2 is a nice, I guess, light at the end of the tunnel after all this bad press and bad situation that CDPR has found itself in. So hopefully, I hope the best for their future, and hopefully they come back out on top, because they definitely make some great games. And you know, you win some, you lose some, but let's see where this goes.
Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely like been a good highlight of news for a good while. Speaking of security, I'd definitely like to give listeners and everything a heads up. As pretty much since 360 PS3 days, polling and DDoSing has been very controversial topics, and it got really, really big on when R6 came out on consoles and everything. Just so as of right now, some pollers are basically keeping it only to games, but just a heads up for those. There's a lot more games. Bungie is one of the developers that notices, and they're working on it right now. But a lot of people are looking through exposure leaks and everything within like the software, so they can basically poll people, and then a lot of people make money off of this, and they sell the software that what's the word I'm looking for? They're taking advantage of the exposure. Like Xbox for a while was player-to-player connection, and that was used against other people for like a long time. But Xbox got rid of that. They started using actual dedicated servers for parties. But now a lot of like Octosniff and everything, they're starting to look into more games at the moment, and they're still trying to break through like the parties and everything in order to where people can start using their software again, because they make a lot of money. But if it gets patched, a lot of people's they're gonna start losing money, and then they're gonna go crazy trying to find out how to exploit this. So this is just a heads up. I'm also Rez is also partnered with a VPN called CyberSmart VPN. It's also, you can use your Xbox and PlayStation Connect as well, and you can just download it on your PC. I definitely would recommend at least something like CyberSmart, because they are DDoS protected. You cannot be pulled through it or anything like that. They have a really, really good firewall setup. I can definitely tell that there was 48 gigs per second a DDoS attack being used against, and it never went down. The servers never even lagged. But that is just a heads up to the listeners out there, because a lot of people are definitely trying to exploit the softwares in Xbox and PlayStation now. PlayStation is still really, really, really bad about it, but hopefully that can be fixed here soon. Sony and Microsoft will have to start acting again. But other than that, if for those who are interested in CyberSmart, in the Discord, Twitter, we have something on the website, just let me know, and I'll definitely give you an invite and get you with a seller of the VPN. It's very easy to set up and everything. But I mean, as we already stated, there's not really too many news, but I'm hoping that a lot of games get announced during the month of March, which no doubt will happen. But for those who do not know, Outriders does release on April 1st. And the two Pokemon games, Legends and Arceus, I'm not entirely sure, but I do know Diamond and Pearl Remake is coming out this year. I've just checked right now. Pokemon Legends Arceus, the open world, is supposed to be coming out in 2022. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've pretty much got for news for this month. You got anything else, Braulio?
No, I think mostly that's about it. really.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, hopefully there's a lot of new stuff. I mean, Final Fantasy 14, I know it's been having a lot of plans, but hopefully they'll actually have something come up, because I heard they're supposed to be revamping the whole entire story. But yes, that is pretty much the conclusion of this podcast episode. We appreciate you guys coming out. Remember to check us out on Twitter at Reload ENT Studio. We have an Instagram, Reload Entertainment Studio, and everything. We will have our Discord invites available on those browsers as well. So please, you're welcome to join us anytime and ask any questions. But other than that, I have nothing else. Do you have anything to add, Braulio?
Not really, I guess.
Yeah, we pretty much went over it. We pretty much went over everything. But yes, when it comes to security stuff and everything, we still have COVID. So please be careful. Make sure to lock your stuff, two-factor authentication, and everything. Be real careful. I definitely know a lot of people who's been getting bored, and DDoS has basically been back on the rise. So definitely be very, very mindful of what you click on and what you're doing, typing your personal information into. But yes, that's pretty much what conclude this podcast episode. I already stated, thank you all for coming in, listening in, and we hopefully 2021 still keeps being good, and we get our STEM checks. Who knows? Appreciate it, guys. Peace out.